Thurman. I think he's a good fighter. He was actually my favorite fighter at 147 when I was at 140. He was my favorite one to watch. He was very explosive and he was very entertaining. And Danny Garcia, he's one fighter that I would love to fight as well. The only person to beat him convincingly was Errol Spence this past December. So I think, was it December?
Yeah.
It was December. All right. Yeah. I'll just make sure. But yeah, it just
put me on a spot like that. It might have been November. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. I'm not sure. But yeah. So hey, what's up, James? Dominguez on here. What's up?
Here he is.
Yeah, and so yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. What I think about 147 and the road. I'm gonna take whatever's given to me.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. I would have had James on with us if we could figure out this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, because, eventually, I'm sure it's probably going to get frustrating, too. With all the talent, you're going to want to be in that picture, and you're going to be hearing the names thrown out there and all that. I'm hoping that, it's so loaded, I don't think you can go wrong with no matter who you choose after, when that time comes. With the hooker, if you don't mind, how close do you think that is to being the next fight?
I really don't know. I just go day by day training, and they give me some updates.
Yeah.
But I really won't update anyone until I know it's official. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up and all that stuff. So.
Yeah.
But I'm fairly certain that it'll be made.
Okay.
There's no problem on my end at all.
Yeah, that's understandable. Again, too, you got guys. Would you be interested? Just say if somebody like Tank Davis started, coming up that way, or even Ryan Garcia, those are possible fights. How do you think those would fare out? I know you're a big welterweight, but would that be something that's interesting?
That's pretty interesting. Those are definitely some guys that I think they could carry their power over to 147. Mm-hmm. I think that the fights will definitely be entertaining. Those are definitely pay-per-view fights right there. I think that I don't want to say who would win, because I want to say that I want to win. Everyone thinks that they're going to win. I just want to say it's going to be good. They would be good fights if they were ever to happen. And, I know everyone wants to see the best fights. So if they ever did that, then I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah, I think those would be great fights for you. Here's what my point of it is. Unfortunately, in this day and age, we see on social media and everything with all these great fighters. I don't go out purposely to knock the older generation, but I will call it how it is, kind of defending the new generation, because a lot of guys, they're all fighting. They do fight each other, and you see guys in your way, like to say Danny Garcia and Sean Porter has to find some tough guys, throughout their career is crazy, and Pacquiao, who's still active. But I think something like that, like once you really start getting rolling in those fights, on the business side of it, what you got to think about, because you want keep your health and everything else along with winning, those would be great fights. Ryan Garcia or Tank Davis, those are big names, and especially coming up, that draws a lot of attention too. So that right there is a big thing for you to take that fight on the business part of it as well. Like you wouldn't be ducking nobody. You're fighting the top guys. It wasn't a problem when Roberto Duran went all the way from lightweight to light heavyweight. So in the middleweights, when they beat Roberto Duran, Hagler was the greatest when he did that. So I don't see what the big deal for two weight classes. Would you be? Obviously those are interesting fights. What do you think?
Oh no, definitely they are. And like I said, if the opportunity were ever to come up, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah.
I want to fight the best, and those two names right there that you said are the best at that weight. So I wouldn't say no.
Yeah. Is there anyone else right now, just in the entire boxing world, that you follow, or any other weight class? Kind of like this is more of a state of the game. Like, where do you see boxing at right now in 2021?
I think it's going to be a good year. As far as pandemic wise, I think we had a good year in 2020 boxing wise, because we had some good fights, especially for a pandemic. Even pandemic aside, we had some great fights made. I think the promoters had no choice but to make those fights, Yeah. So we had some good fights. I can't name right now off the top of my head what fights are happening in 2020. But there's going to be some good fights made. We got some potential fights at lightweight. With Delfino, Devin Haney. We got Tank if he wants to move up. I'm sure he'll move up again to 135. You got Ryan. There's a lot of names to choose from. And 147.
class right now, by far, I think is the hottest. But lightweight ain't too far behind. Super middleweight ain't too far behind. You know what I mean? Those weight classes and junior middleweight. Real quick, I got one that I caught. Guy said